There's a big crossover between the chili industry and the barbecue industry these days. So we wanted a little masterclass, and we're better to go than one of the masters himself. We're here with Simon Dyer, who won the ITV BBQ CHAMP last year, that was hosted by the likes of Adam Richmond and Myling Class. Congrats, first of all, on that one.
Thank you very much, man.
Very, very cool. So what we're going to do is Simon's going to just give us a few pointers on things like just how to treat meat, marinating spices, types of charcoal, wood, and so on. So what we've initially got is some nice jerk chicken, which has been marinating, well, it's been marinating overnight, is that right?
It's been marinating overnight in a mixture of spices like black pepper, some cayenne, some allspice, some cinnamon, some nutmeg, some salt.
Is there a bit of thyme in there?
Yeah, some
classic.
thyme. I mean, thyme's classic Caribbean
cool
flavours. But for today's thing, we're going to pep it up a little bit. You've brought along a fantastic selection of chilies here, so I think we're going to go with, that's the Jamaican Red?
Jamaican Red, yeah, Jamaican Red, cracking, very similar to sort of Scotch bonnet in its flavour and heat as well, so Jamaican Red's a great one to work with jerk chicken.
Yeah, I mean normally you would just use the Scotch bonnet.
Yeah.
I mean that's the big chilli that's used in Caribbean cuisine. And also we've got a little bit of home hot smoked garlic here that we're going to use, and we just want to get as much flavours from these. I mean, this meat has already been marinated, but seeing as I've got the Clifton Chilli Club here with me today, we're going to pep it up and take it to another level.
So this is hot smoked garlic.
Yeah, the hot smoked garlic, I don't get on with cold smoked garlic. I just don't think it takes the flavour of the smoke on board. Oops, 3-second rule. With the hot smoked garlic, you notice it's going a yellow colour. Normally I'd take it a little bit further where it goes almost a green colour, but you can feel the softness, you can smell the smoke taste all the way through it.
Smells fantastic. I mean, good hot smoked garlic, you should be able to just push between your finger and thumb, the whole thing should just
it
fall
just
apart
squishes
in your hand, which is why it's doing. But you're going to smash it.
Don't be too precious with the garlic. I mean, everything's getting stirred round. I mean, like we say, we're going to put this in with the bagged chicken and let this do its stuff in the fridge for, well, we haven't got that huge amount of time today, but I mean, ideally you leave it in for the longer the better. I mean, you really want these flavours to meld with everything. Don't be afraid to grab hold of that bag and give it a damn good squishing. We want to mix all of this in together and get these gorgeous flavours going in with the chicken. I mean, you don't have to do this, but it would be a shame not to with these gorgeous chilies here.
Yeah, indeed. Fresh off our plants.
Yeah, I'm pepping it up big time.
So when it comes to smoked garlic, what wood do you prefer?
I use a heavy wood with the garlic.
So
oak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot smoked have just let me have some vine leaves. So it's not vine leaves, some vine wood, and I'm going to try it with that because that's got quite a heavy smoke. I've had really, really good results with that with the beef.
Do you want to explain to the guys and girls watching what the difference is between a heavy and a light smoke?
When I first started out cooking low and slow, alright, I used to do food, and I think just about anyone that's tried cooking this way has turned out some food that tastes like creosote. That's one thing you don't want to get. You want to have that smoke flavour, but it should be subtle.
Yeah.
It's not got to be creosote. I mean, I'm going to be doing this today. The classic wood for doing jerk chicken is pimento.
Okay.
But we can't get any pimento, but I want a nice sweet smoke, so I'm going to use some apple.
Brilliant.
On this because that gives a sweet, light smoke. We just want the smoke to kiss the meat. There's so many flavours that we've got here. We don't want a heavy smoke from something like oak.
Yeah.
And that's so. With the chicken, I would use apple. I would use something like cherry, pear, plum.
Okay. So fruit woods.
Fruit woods.
Lighter woods.
Yeah.
Sweeter.
Yeah.
There
Sweeter.
Help with your board there, dude.
Got the chicken that has been pre-marinated in the spices we talked about earlier on.
Yep.
And literally I'm just going to spread this through the last of that. Lucky I'm gloved up. And then, not messing about, there's nothing pretty about this. I just want to get these spices all through that meat. So we've got all the classic ingredients for a traditional jerk seasoning, and then we are pepping that up.
He's getting every last drop.
Yeah, so not wasting any of it. not wasting any of it. Make sure that we're getting the garlic, the chilli over everything. This is the fun bit. And then tie the bag up, get it all nice and tight. Give that a rub round. Tie that off, and then that is going into the fridge. It's quite short marinade this time, so if we've got 4 hours, I'd really like to leave this overnight to actually build up, and all the flavours will build up and all expand.
Cool.
And mix. So
give it a few hours.
There we go, a couple of hours, and then it'll be on the cooker.
All right, but due to the magic of editing and technology, we'll be straight back.
Right, what we've done, we've got an offset fire here, so we're going to be cooking the chicken on these grills and on the top grill. I put some apple wood on for the smoke. The thing with wood, less is more. You don't need huge amounts of wood. I said the smoke's got to be subtle, and this comes out with the most beautiful, sweet smoke. Fantastic for chicken.
So why do you put the wood on the coals and not on the grill?
I put the wood on the coals and set that down. Some people use wood chips. I prefer the chunks of wood. That goes on the coals. When I shut the lid down, through adjusting the vents, I can adjust how hot the fire burns. Okay, so, and then we're getting the smoke coming out. As you can see, the smoke's coming out of the vents now, and we're getting a nice light coloured smoke. You don't want that thick, dark smoke. Okay. Otherwise you will just turn everything into creosote. It will just taste of tar.
So what temperature are we looking to get to now?
It's not so much low and slow, we're cooking indirect, so I want quite high heat. So I want to get to 250, say 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we're looking at probably an hour and a half cooking. Okay. And that's one thing I must say, it's not about time to cook, especially not cooking indirect. You cook to the temperature of the meat.
So can you explain to the people watching what indirect cooking is?
Indirect, if I was cooking directly over the coals, that's direct, that's grilling. Alright, so this is a jerk pan. I'm not going to be cooking directly over the coals. I'm going to set the grills in, and I'm going to be putting the chicken here and here. In fact, it's not a huge amount of chicken, so I'm going to cook up on the top rack, where obviously heat rises. So we're going to have all the heat in the smoke, but it's not going to be actually over the grills. I can take them off at the end and finish them to get a nice char over the coals, but I want to get as much of that smoky goodness from that apple into the meat. So if you want, this has come out of the fridge now. You can see the chili's over it. You're just going to get little pops of chili and garlic. So I'm setting these up. Another thing is, don't have the meat pushed in too much together. You want the smoke to be able to get round. So don't crowd your grill. What I will be doing later on is moving. Obviously it's cooler here and it's hotter towards here, so you make sure that you keep rotating the food around.
Is the type of charcoal you use important?
I'm using lumpwood charcoal. Briquettes have got too much chemical nastiness for me. I mean, I would use good quality briquettes if you're doing competition or you wanted to make sure that you've got a serious, long, heavy burn. But for this, the lumpwood is ideal. But you want a good quality lumpwood, a restaurant quality lumpwood. And also, it'd be nice if it came from sustainable
sources.
Yes.
Yep.
So, there we go. Down with the lid. Let the baby do its magic. Right, really important temperature probe. Okay, one of the most important tools I've got. You want to make sure everything's safe. Now, that chicken there that's safe. Internal temperature 165. Okay, but I want to take it just a little bit more. So this is when we start jerking the chicken. You want to take the ones that are furthest away from the heat over, and I'm taking them over the direct heat now. We want to get a bit of char. So this is where the lid stays up. We got the smoky flavour into them now. Now we really want to start ramping it up, get that nice colour and the nice traditional charry finish. So the lid go back down again and let it do its magic. Right, you can smell the chilli and the garlic coming off of those now. I mean, look at that. Just one last check. I want to make sure absolutely everything is right. So those are all safe. You beauties.
I'd say as simple as that, but there's obviously an art to it, and it is impressive. So first and foremost, thank you to Simon for allowing us along to witness this. If you guys have got any questions about what's taken place in this video, or if you'd like some advice, information, leave your comments below. We'll answer what we can, but we don't know everything about barbecue, but we do have Simon's phone number, unfortunately for him, so we can always get your questions answered indirectly. Dude, I'm looking forward. I've got to take a bite on this. This just looks fantastic. I mean, this is brilliantly charred bits of chicken. You can smell the garlic and the chilli, even from the distance between here and the board. It looks great. Are you coming in?
Go on then.
There's one. Right, Nick, you have to share mine.
Right, there's plenty more in the drum.
Alright, we'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Cheers.
No. Good eat. Like it.
Rock on. Oh.